welcome you back to the Debrinick channel. Tonight we are talking about Lake Oroville. We're going to be talking about all the lakes, and we also have a new reservoir that's been proposed to be built in California, and I have some information on that at the end of the video, so please stick around to the end, and also think about giving this a thumbs up if you really like it all the way through and you like, wow, I really like that and I want to give it a thumbs up. Please consider doing that. If not, no worries. And if you do that and you hadn't already, please consider subscribing. Why not? What else you got to do? It doesn't cost nothing. It's free. And if you have a bunch of time on your hands, go ahead and hit that share button. And with that being said, let's roll right out to windy.com like we always do. As we roll over to windy.com, you can see the next 3 days is going to be dry all the way through. Not a whole lot going on here. We go to the next 5 days. Nothing going on. The next 10 days, there is some precipitation coming within the next 10 days, according to the European and the GFS. They're both kind of in similar agreements. There's going to be anywhere between 1.35 inches to 1.34 to 0.86 up by Mount Shasta, 1.79 Trinity down here. You got 0.93 down here by Folsom. You got 0.85, and we will check to see if this is new snow accumulation. There's going to be some snow in this system rolling through. 7 inches there, just to the northeast of Chico, near Chester. Chester's going to get 4.2, and over here 4.8. Not a whole lot. And down here by South Tahoe here, they're going to get 6.4. Carson City, going to 0.3. Bear Valley, 3.5. We rolled down a little bit further, and Yosemite Valley is going to get 2.6, and to the east of that, it's going to get about 4.5, and over here, just to the west of Bishop, 6.6, and down here, 5.9. So there is some snow coming down here, all the way down here, just to the east of Los Angeles, northeast, 0.8, and over here, north of Venture, 1.7. We come back to the rain accumulation. We come down here to Havasu. Hello, everybody down there. I got B. I got Havasu Tyson and Richard B. Hello, everybody. I hope all is well over there. You're going to get no precipitation. Imagine that. Los Angeles over here, 0.72. Santa Maria, 0.96. San Francisco, 0.41. Santa Rosa, 4.1. Yuba City, I got viewers up there, 0.37. Stockton, 0.54. Mammoth Lakes over here, 0.43. You get the gist. In Eureka, California, 1.31. And this is what's going on, and this is kind of sporadic and widespread. There is less in the valley, 0.15, just not a whole lot. Yuba City is going to get quite a bit. You come up here in the mountains, they're going to get quite a bit, 1.4, so this is good news. We'll see if it comes to pass. Things have changed. The GFS is calling for about 1.32, 1.5, not as much here, 5.6 up here. They're calling for a lot more on the European up here at Shasta, 0.87. Chester's going to get 1.3, so you get the gist. Down here, Carson City, 0.28. So it has it shifting more, and there is a lot more down here by Los Angeles. They're calling 1.42. San Bernardino, 1.21, and they're actually calling more at Bakersfield than the other. So we'll see which one wins out. They always change. Even Las Vegas over here is going to get a little precipitation, 0.27. Hardly ever rains there. And even they're saying 0.4 over there in Havasu. So you can see the difference in the map. That is what's going on there. Let's go check out the snow depth and see what's going on in the Sierra Mountain Range. The snow water equivalent to inches, and this is March 21st. We are getting really close to the April 1st date. 48%. That's the same. This is North Sierra, Trinity area. Central Sierra, 55%, 56% for today's date. Southern Sierra, 54% on April 1st, 55%. So things have really started to melt, and that is what's going on here. Not a whole lot has changed there. Things haven't gone up. They've actually gone down. This was in the 60s down here just a week or two ago, and now they're down to 55. So yes, it's looking bleak, and let's go check out the water levels at Lake Oroville and more. As we roll out here to Department of Water Resources California Data Exchange Center, you can see that Trinity Lake, it has 515 out, 767 in. 33% capacity is not a good situation going into the drier months as we start to head that way. We do have a little rain coming, so we'll see if this bumps up anyway. And your elevation is 2,230.58 feet. We go down to Shasta. Your water level is 939.88 feet, 38% of capacity, 2,232, and that is your outs, and your ends are 3,236, so it should be on the rise. We'll check that here in a minute. Lake Oroville, your water level is 744.83, 46% capacity, and your outs are 342, and your ends are 3,905. They have slowed down the power plant apparently, because generally this is 4,000 and it's only 342 on this particular reading. We'll see what the levels have done in the last 24 hours here in a minute. And down to Folsom we go. Folsom's water level is 421.21 feet MSL, 55% of capacity. Your outs are 1,157. Your ends are 3,126. I noticed that now that we're getting to the drier season, they're really starting to slow these down, and maybe there's a reason for that. They don't want these water levels to drop all the way, but they do have an obligation to keep water in the rivers, and that's why they release the water to keep this delta smelt alive, the endangered salmon alive, and so on and so forth. That's why they have removed dams, and that's part of what I'm going to be talking about in this new reservoir that they're getting ready to build. This is going to be a doozy, so stick around for that. So if there's any of these lakes that you want, please consider coming over here and checking it out. I will leave the link below so you guys can check that out. Let's roll over to Lake Oroville and see what is going on there. As we roll over to Lake Oroville water level, the water level at Lake Oroville is 745.17 feet MSL, Monday, March 21st, 2022 at 2 p.m. The level is 154.83 feet below full pool of 900. Changes since yesterday. As I figured, they've really slowed down the power plant for whatever reason, and the changes since yesterday, it's actually come up 0.43. I seriously doubt if we even reach the 800 mark. It's going to take a whole bunch of rain, and even with the rain coming, there's no guarantee that that rain will show up, so it's hard to say. And this takes me down to Lake Shasta, and we will see what those currently are at. Lake Shasta water level 939.89 feet MSL, Monday, March 21st, 2022 at 1 p.m. The level is 127.11 feet below full pool of 1,067. Changes since yesterday 0.2. You can see it's just a slow, gradually rise. We reach about the middle of April, and you can see this thing will start to downtick around April 12th or 13th, right around there. See that we're almost to the peak, and you can see from previous years, 2020, 2021, the levels were much higher then, and that is what we got going on now. Like I said at the beginning, we do have a new reservoir that is going to be coming to California, and I have everything you need to know, so here we go to that. There's a new reservoir being proposed that has actually been around since the 1950s or so, and the federal government actually has signaled its intent to loan the project nearly $2.2 billion, about half of the cost to design to plan it. It's near the Sacramento River. It is not going to be a reservoir that has a river flow into it. It's actually going to be on land that they're going to make a reservoir in the tiny town of Stites, California, as seen here. And they say just a handful of people live there. It's along the coastal range mountains in near Colossal County. And they say the idea has been around since the 50s. There has just never been enough money or political will to move it forward. And they're saying that Megadra has made them rethink this. And it's good and all. Some people say it's really good, especially Jerry Brown says it's good. He said we'll definitely turn the corner of having a nice tailwind at our back to have this reservoir built. California has 40 million residents, and this thing's only going to produce 3 million households, but they say the majority of it's actually going to be for farmers. And what do you guys think? I don't know about this project very much. I just seen it. It has come across the wire, and I thought I'd take a look at it. But here's the downfall to it. They're going to take water out of the Sacramento River. There's already endangered salmon there, and they say if they take water out of it, it's going to cause big problems. Not to mention that the water that's going to be coming from there, it's going to be pumped in there. It's going to be pumped out of the Sacramento Sacramento River into this reservoir, and it's not going to be like a natural reservoir of any kind whatsoever. We are looking on Google Map there. You could see that the little creek that's going through there, I assume they plan on blocking that up. You could see along this creek here, you can see that there's a valley here, so I assume it's going to be this valley here. It does have some natural flow there along these range in between. I guess the dam would probably go right through here somewhere, I would assume. I'm just guessing. I really don't know for sure, but basically we scoot out. It's not too far from Oroville, maybe a couple 100 miles maybe, but basically it's over by Clear Lake and that, and this reservoir would definitely help farmers, but they're going to take water out of the Sacramento River, and that's a problem. So it's going to pump water out of the Sacramento River all the way over here, which we get a ruler out here from Stites all the way over here to the Sacramento River, 16.8 miles. So it's quite a long way to pump water all the way up, and you can see that there's a mountain range there. So basically it's all uphill, and that's going to cost a fortune. It ain't going to be cheap. You're going to take water out of the river, which is bad for downstream. Upstream won't matter at all, but downstream will, depending on where you take it. I mean, the further you go, the more it's going to cost, you know. Right across the 16.4, over here is 17.2, over here is 18.5. The further you get, you see it's going to cost more. Up here is 18.5, so, you know, straight, your best shot's around 16.5 miles or so. There is a valley here, so you can flood it out, which is fine and all, but there's not a whole lot of runoff. It does run some as we scoot in here. You can see that there is actually a valley right through here, which is fine, but over the course of time, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, that's what we got going on there, and tell me what you guys think. That's all I have for tonight. I hope you guys really enjoy the content, and we'll be back in a day or two with another Lake Mead update coming up. So you guys are important, and never forget that, and you guys have a blessed day, and we will see you on the next one. God bless.